Let's fucking go, Raider Nation, man. Just win, baby. 4-3 feels pretty fucking good right now, man. Even though the last Airbender showed up in Cleveland and fucked up the whole weather, the Raider Nation still went in there and just won, baby. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't the prettiest win, but we still got that W. It feels good to be a Raider fan. Let's get started with this recap.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
So where do we start off with? Trent Brown was ruled out before the game, and it kind of got me startled because I was like, wow, Trent Brown, I thought he was going to play this week, but obviously he didn't. Sam Young replaced him, and as you guys know, Sam Young went down in this game as well. And I was like, what the fuck? But shout out to the offensive line with that next man up mentality so far this season. Our starting offensive linemen, all 5 of them has only played 3 full snaps in 2020. That's a crazy stat, but like I said, we got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line for holding it down. And if you were watching the game, you guys know how fucking windy it was out there. 39 miles per hour to be exact. I mean, the autumn wind is a Raider, but shit, today, I guess they helped us out. You could tell how windy it was when Carlson missed that first field goal. I was like, damn. And then Derek Carr overthrows a wide open Henry Ruggs. It could have been due to the wind, and I thought that he should have just threw it straight to Ruggs. I know he was trying to lead him for a huge play, but it might have got blown by the wind. You could see that the wind was taking effect in this game from the beginning. Kwiatkowski balled out today as well. He was our leading tackler with about 5, and he had a forced fumble earlier in this game, and this is the first forced fumble of 2020, I believe. So if I got it wrong, then forgive your boy, but it was great to see that he made a huge play to help the Raiders get the ball right back. He also did have an interception in this game, but it got ruled an incomplete pass, but I believe we should have challenged it because it was clearly an interception. The thing that was really killing us on defense early on was the Browns' hard count. I give credit to Baker Mayfield for coming out and drawing up some penalties on the Raiders, forcing them to go offsides. And he did that 3 times, but the defense did find a way to overcome that. Jonathan Abram. Where do I start with this guy? Last week, we definitely missed him on this defense, and who knows how well we would have played last week with Jonathan Abram. I believe he brings that energy on defense. You seen him earlier in this game smacking Hunt, and he was tracking down Hunt everywhere he was going, and he was talking his shit. He was talking that talk, and that's why I love seeing from Abram. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that 2-4 across his chest that gives him that little swagger, you know? But it was great to see him play in this game. As highly as I was talking about the offensive line, Derek Carr got sacked 2 times from Olivia Vernon, and I was like, damn, this offensive line is not holding it down. But throughout the game, you could tell they was holding it down. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I believe it's kind of funny. It just felt like the Raiders were doing anything, especially on 4th downs, like 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s. They were bold enough to go for it, and they were 2 for 2 in a drive that should have ended in a touchdown. If you guys seen it, Henry Ruggs had the ball, and he came down with 2 feet at the end of the end zone, and it got called back for incomplete pass, or he was out of bounds, didn't get it down. At first, when I seen the play, I was like, oh shit, come on, Ruggs, man, you got to have that Tony toe tap in the end zone. But when you seen the replay, it was so close. Most of the announcers and most of the analysts were saying that it should have been a touchdown, but they didn't give it to us, and you know the referees, they ain't gonna give us none of that shit. So it's nothing new, so I wasn't really heated. I was only heated because Henry Ruggs was in my fantasy team today, and that could have definitely helped me out. As you guys know, for the rest of this game, the passing game for both teams were basically non-existent. Both teams are really running the ball hard, but not as hard as the Raiders. Pause. The Raiders really ran down the Browns' throat. Pause. This whole game. But at halftime, it was nothing but field goals. The Raiders were up 6-3. The Browns did come out pretty hot in the second half, moving down the field, and they were on the verge of scoring. Landry had a huge play, which Mullen and Lawson, I don't know what was going on. They didn't want to tackle him, and Landry found a way to run the tightrope down the field, and I was like, god damn, like someone tackled this guy. And then Baker Mayfield finds him in the end zone over Lawson, and I was getting frustrated, like, Lawson, what the fuck? And when they replayed it, it was an incomplete pass, so they had to settle for a field goal, and it tied the ball game 6-6. Again, no touchdowns at this point. One thing that I love seeing was Derek Carr using his legs a lot in this game. He found ways to get out of the pocket, gain some yards. As you guys know, Derek Carr is a fast quarterback. He just hasn't utilized it in many a years. So far this season, he's been doing a great job, and in this game, he ran 6 times for 41 yards. He even had a read option play, which I thought, like, damn, okay, I'll see you, Carr. Lamar Jackson, who? But he ended up fumbling the ball. The whole time he was running, I'm like, please don't fumble the fucking ball. And he did fumble it. But shout out to Devontae Booker for coming through today, man. Not only running the ball, but getting that fumble recovery to put us right there at the goal line. Derek Carr finds Hunter Renfrow for the only score of the day today, putting the Raiders up 13-6. Shout out to Josh Jacobs. Like I said in my pregame preview, we had to keep feeding Josh Jacobs, and that's what we we did in this game. And he did get his first 100-yard game in this game. He ran 31 times for 128 yards, no touchdowns. He did get stuff at goal line 3 times, and I'm like, oh, that's rare. But shout out to the Browns for holding it down for their team, which I didn't really care. But he had no touchdowns, but he did have over 100 yards. Now, it did come off of 31 carries, which is pretty high, but I believe that Devontae Booker was kind of pushing Josh Jacobs. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, but Devontae Booker was out there balling out, and he's been really underrated for this team, being a complimentary back for Josh Jacobs. He had 5 carries for 29 yards. It may not seem like a lot, but if you watch the game, he had a lot of key runs for first downs, even to change up the momentum and give us a huge chunk play. Devontae Booker was doing just that. Throughout the whole second half of this game, the Raiders controlled the whole game on the ground. Browns knew what the Raiders were going to do. We were going to milk the clock, and luckily enough, the Raiders were being effective, running the ball. Offensive line was pushing the Browns all around. It felt like you couldn't really do anything. They could have brought the blitz, and we were still getting chunk plays. The Raiders controlled the time of possession with 37 minutes to the Browns 22 minutes. You can tell it's a lopsided affair with these two teams, but you could tell it really helped out because the Browns rarely even had the ball, and when they did, our defense came through, forcing 3 and outs. I don't know. I know everybody was calling for Paulie G's head last week, but they showed out today. I don't care if it's the Browns. The defense came out and showed out. On a windy ass day like today, they held it down and even held down Kareem Hunt to only about 60 yards, no touchdowns. He didn't really ball out today, and that was great to see. LaMarcus Joyner had a huge pass deflection and had a huge hit on Landry at the end of this game to seal the game away. Imagine not scoring a touchdown on the Raiders. Bruh, you trash. I'm just happy to be over 500. I know it's been, what, a week or two we haven't had my neck and my back play the game, because when we lose, I really don't feel like doing the segment and being jolly. But there's been really a lot of plays out there that could have your neck and your back going crazy, but I'm gonna give it to Hunter Renfrow for that touchdown of the day. Roll the clip.
Renfrow in motion, 3rd down, Carr to Renfrow, sliding across the goal line with a Raider touchdown.
Woo, that was a huge part in this game. So shout out to Hunter Renfrow for having my neck and my back play the game. Now for the MVP of the game, I'm not giving it to one person. I'm giving it to a group of guys, which is our offensive line. Every single one of them, even without Trent Brown, Richie Incognito, they held it down. Sam Young came in, did what he had to do, got injured, and Brandon Parker came in and balled out. And Denzel Good, on the other hand, did good as well. Now I know they gave up 2 sacks on Derek Carr, but the reason I'm giving them the MVP of the game is due to our running game. The way our running backs were running in this game, they held it down on the offensive line, opening up holes for Devontae Booker and Josh Jacobs, and coming through, pushing the trenches on 4th downs. Now, I know our running backs didn't get no touchdowns in this game, but they did what they had to do to help this team get the victory today. So shout out again to the offensive line: Colton Miller, Denzel Good, Rodney Hudson, Gabe Jackson, Sam Young, and Brandon Parker. You guys are the real MVPs. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today for this game recap. We just won, baby, and I cannot be happier. 4-3 so far. I believe we got the Chargers next, and we got to go whip some Chargers ass so we could be 5-3. What would be your neck and your back play of the game, or who would your MVP be? Drop it down in the comments below and let your boy know. With that being said, smash that like button. It does a lot for this channel, and hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed already. With that being said, this is your boy Samoa Raider, and your boy is Yow.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.